Once in power, he moved with shock and awe, imprisoning his liberal opposition, abolishing states' rights, and imposing bans on left-wing newspapers. He fueled German public outrage by blaming European Jews for Germany's problems. Notably, he and his Minister of Public Enlightenment and Propaganda, Joseph Goebbels, launched a massive propaganda campaign that labeled Jews as carriers of deadly diseases and violent terrorists. Defeating the Jews of Europe, who they viewed as subhuman, was a question of good conquering evil, which conditioned millions of Germans to celebrate Hitler and turn a blind eye to his brutality. If that sounds vaguely familiar, that's because it is. Similarities to what happened in Germany and what's happening now in America are just undeniable.
Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, has arrested almost 1,000 illegal immigrants in one day alone, Josh. That was just on Sunday. Plus, it's been a busy week. Donald Trump got down to business. There's been so many arrests since he signed those executive orders. But how good is it to see Donald Trump making good on what was a key election promise?
Danica, one of my wife and I, one of our favorite things to do on TV here in the US is to just watch Tom Homan interviews, because that guy gives zero you-know-whats. He just tells it like it is. And it is so refreshing to see him in the public light. But having said that, because I'm a lawyer and think about things from a constitutional background, I didn't know what to expect from Tom Homan, because his position, border czar, is not an actual constitutional position. It's not an actual position here. It's kind of an informal title. So I was personally worried, and again, I'm very hawkish in immigration. I want to see a full-scale deportation operation, but I was worried that Tom Homan wouldn't necessarily be given the reins of power, because that decision would ultimately fall on the DHS Secretary, Kristi Noem. So Danica, boy am I pleased in this first week or so of the administration to see that Tom Homan does have a lot of power, that he is literally out there in places like Boston, Chicago, basically rounding up criminal illegal aliens, sending them back to Colombia. There was that whole kerfuffle with the president of Colombia, how he turned on a dime when Donald Trump threatened those tariffs there. So the whole mass deportation operation that the Donald Trump campaign, the transition team, Tom Homan, that they've all been talking about for a while now, it is off to an absolutely blistering start. And again, for those who take a fairly strict tone on the immigration issue, like myself, who believe that America is a nation state, that we deserve secure borders, and that illegal immigration is something that simply cannot be countenanced or tolerated, period, full stop, end of story. For those of us like myself who have believed this for as long as I believed in anything in politics there, this is really refreshing stuff. I hope that it keeps up as well.
Absolutely. It's so good to see. And it also goes to show the power that Donald Trump has. You mentioned what happened in Colombia, which obviously backflipped within a matter of hours after being threatened with tariffs. It goes to show this man's got so much power. He's getting down to business. And I just think from afar, it's wonderful to see. Now,